Good evening, everybody. So today I'll be sharing with you all about the phytonutrients and how food can actually be taken as medicine. So in the last 50 years of our clinical nutrition understanding, we have always looked at how the food is giving us energy. We have calculated how the food is getting translated into calories. So that is why we were concentrating on the macronutrients, which gets converted to calories. And we also understood a little about micronutrients, which are the vitamins, minerals, and a few of the amino acids. But what we have not realized is there were other nutrients in the plants which we thought they are anti-nutrients, which we are eating, but still they are not giving us calories. So we never understood the importance of those nutrients. So this is where we, in the last 10, 15 years, we have understood a lot of information about phytonutrients. And these phytonutrients are which will give the plant its color. This is what helps the plant function normally. And also, this is what actually some of the phytonutrients are what prevents the animals from consuming the plants. So they are actually, in a way, anti-nutrients, only some of them. So some of the phytonutrients which you might have heard about can be carotenoids, resveratrol, chlorophyll, anthocyanins. But there are so many more phytonutrients which are extremely beneficial. So these phytonutrients are basically plant nutrients which are available in fruits and vegetables. You can also find them at a huge concentration in herbs and spices. And there are certain, to a smaller extent, they can be found in whole grains and nuts and seeds also. So phytonutrients actually are very powerful antioxidants. So they neutralize free radicals. So when inflammation is happening in the body, there are free radicals released in the body, inside the cells and into the serum and outside the cells also. So to neutralize the free radicals, we need antioxidants, and antioxidants have its own enzymatic pathways. So these phytonutrients, plant nutrients will actually amplify those pathways, improve those function, and help us get rid of these free radicals. And phytonutrients are also known to significantly reduce the risk of chronic diseases like cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and they also reduce the damage which has already happened in these diseases. And the immune system also, there are many immune pathways which actually gets improved with phytonutrients. And we also have a lot of enzymatic pathways in the kidneys and liver and even inside the cells which are required to detoxify not just free radicals but also toxins. And these pathways of detoxification can get improved and amplified with these phytonutrients. So to give you a gist of what they are, they can be classified based on the color. We cannot oversimplify it like that, but to just give a basic understanding, we can divide it based on the color. But some of the phytonutrients can be present in 2 or 3 different color vegetables also. So the most popular nutrients, the phytonutrient in red colored foods are lycopene and anthocyanins. So these phytonutrients lycopene is known to be a very powerful antioxidant to reduce the free radical damage. So it works well for in cancers, in inflammatory diseases, in autoimmune diseases, and also it works very well as an anti-aging nutrient. But the way we get these different phytonutrients is not the same in all vegetables. For example, these nightshades like tomato and bell pepper, the anthocyanins gets activated after cooking, and some of the phytonutrients actually are fat soluble. So when you're eating raw vegetables, sometimes these fat soluble nutrients will not adequately get absorbed. So there are certain nutrients which work the best eaten raw. For example, fruits like pomegranate, cranberry, all that works very well when eaten raw. But some vegetables need to be cooked to activate those phytonutrients and to absorb it better. The next color is the orange. The popular phytonutrients in orange fruits and vegetables are beta carotene. Beta carotene is what is predominantly what gets translated to vitamin A. So we all know how important carrot is for our eye health. But there are other phytonutrients also, which is rich in these vegetables, like lutein and zeaxanthin. Zeaxanthin is also a very powerful antioxidant. And there are also bioflavonoids, which are rich in ginger, which is rich in papaya and banana, which have a lot of anti-inflammatory effect. And the lutein phytonutrient in corn is what gives some of the benefits in corn. Otherwise, corn is mostly a carbohydrate-rich food. But because of the presence of lutein, even lutein has to be cooked and then eaten with fat to properly get absorbed. And we know about the green foods. There's a lot of variety in green foods, but green foods are something which people neglect a lot and which we don't have in adequate amounts. So some of the popular phytonutrients in green foods are phytosterols, glucosinolates, and catechins. And we have to be careful of how we consume green foods also. Some of them, like cucumber, avocado, and celery, can be bioavailable and absorbed when taken raw, or taken, like cucumber and celery has juices, and avocado without consumed raw. But the other green leafy vegetables like palak or kale, or the variety of green leafy vegetables we have in India, they will not be easily available when eaten raw. So that is why some people who are sensitive stomach cannot tolerate green smoothies and green juices. And they have to be cooked to become bioavailable and to get absorbed. And purple and blue popular phytonutrients are resveratrol. Resveratrol is getting very popular as an anti-aging nutrient. So these are available in berries especially, and grapes. But the problem with grapes is all these foods they're very heavy on pesticides. So sometimes when we're not careful in how we consume these berries and grapes and raisins, we might actually be doing harm. In patients who absolutely require these nutrients, I prefer giving it as a supplement and as a tablet, because when you take this at a high quantity through foods, we end up getting a lot of pesticides along with this. White, brown, and tan foods also have few important phytonutrients. There can sometimes we tend to go very heavy on brown, white foods, especially whole grains. So whole grains are not very dense in micronutrients and phytonutrients. So other than that, some of the prominent things which we should focus are ginger, garlic, coconut, and cauliflower. So cauliflower and garlic are cruciferous vegetables which have rich phytonutrients, which is responsible for the liver enzymes to work well. So any problems where we want to start off the detoxification process, we want to make sure that detox is happening efficiently, we need to take adequate amount of cruciferous vegetables, especially in autoimmune diseases. Of course, in Hashimoto's thyroid-related conditions, the cruciferous vegetables can compete with iodine, so we need to take iodine along with cruciferous. But all other autoimmune problems, they play a very important role in reversing the disease. And garlic has another very important phytonutrient, which is allicin. Allicin is known to reverse hypertension. It is known to reduce dyslipidemia, cholesterol, normalize cholesterol. So we need to be carefully taking these, including white, brown, and tan vegetables also. And another very important thing which we have missed in the regular nutrition is feeding the gut bacteria. So we've always looked at what gives us calories, what gives us nutrients, but a lot of work is being done by the microbes in the gut, not just in digesting, but also in the metabolic health, the immune health, the hormonal health. In all of these factors, the microbiome is playing very important role. And microbiome feeds on prebiotic fiber and phytonutrients. So having a variety of these different colored vegetables will actually improve the diversity of the bacteria and improve the function of the gut microbiome. And like I said, there are important phytonutrients like flavonoids and carotenoids, which actually help in cardiovascular diseases. So there are many people who have reversed heart failure, reversed the people who don't require stenting, even though there is a heart block, when they go on a whole plant-based diet. And even when we are talking about reversing cancer or optimizing the cancer therapy, we need to have a high amount of phytonutrients in vegetables, especially polyphenols and glucosinolates play a very important in reversing cancers. When it comes to diabetes, we always look in diabetes, it's become popular to go on a low carb diet. But what is important is the mitochondria, which is converts the carbohydrates to sugars, or carbohydrates to ATP and energy, actually requires other micronutrients also, which is available in vegetables. So we need to focus on increasing the vegetable intake when we are reversing diabetes. And in inflammatory diseases, phytonutrients like quercetin, catechins play a very important role. So the quercetin is also a very important anti-allergic nutrient. Some people, it works as good as having an anti-allergy tablet. Like you must have heard about levocetirizine, Monte-Kelsi tablets, which we take during allergy. And taking good amount of resveratrol, quercetin with bromelain actually works as good as a Monte-Kelsi or levocetirizine tablet. So now I'd like to call Nivedita, our dietitian who's recently joined Arka. She will tell you about different cooking techniques to maximize the phytonutrient content in your food.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, doctor. So till now we heard from the doctor like how phytonutrient is important in our diet, and so how we can use them. So next coming slides we can see how we can use like effectively and like in the different cooking method, so how it will be helpful in our diet. So especially fruits and vegetables, generally we won't cook fruits, especially we are cooking vegetables and pulses. Even pulses also having phytonutrients. The general method used in India is steaming and stir frying. Generally, we are not preferring roasting. So steaming. So generally, while cooking vegetable, while preparing curry or sabjis and all, so if you steam it, so it will prevent more nutrient, it will prevent nutrition. And see, in case if you left some water while cooking, don't throw the water. So in the water, it will contain some of the nutrient, so use it in the soup or like generally while taking water, instead taking water, the steamed water you can take, cooked vegetable steamed water you can take. And another thing is stir frying. See, some of the vegetables are rich in vitamin A, D, E, and K. So while we are using like while we are stir frying, that time we are using oil, so it will absorbed by the these kind of vitamins, especially A, D, E, K. These all are absorbed by fat. So stir frying is also a very good method of cooking, so you can use both. So another technique is fermentation. So along with the fermentation, our body is easy, it will be easy for our body to digest. So fermentation is also one of the best things. So for example, idli dosa we are ferment. So another thing is dokla we can do, or else we can do some Punjabi recipe, that is dokla, or yeah, so these kind of hando is one of the fermented food. So these kind of food, when we are giving fermentation, so that is very good, likely absorbed by our body. And another thing is mixing fruits, different colored food. Your plate should be colorful. So when you are eating, so that time you have to use different kind of fruits, vegetable. It should be there in your plate. So some people, what they will do, they will keep like eating same kind of vegetable. They are not ready to try different kind of vegetable. It should be not there. So you have to include different fruits and vegetable. So you can use along with the like vegetable, you can little pomegranate, or along with vegetable you can use avocado. So likewise, you can keep rotating while preparing the juices. For example, if you are preparing fruit juice, in that you can add beetroot or carrot. So, so it's general suggestion I'm giving, but in case if you are having diabetic or acidity, then the some suggestion you have to follow, some something you have to take it. So this is general suggestion. You can mix colorful fruits and vegetables together while preparing salads and while preparing juices. Yeah. So next is like we all know how packaged food is harmful for us. So it is highly processed and rich in salt and flavors. So we don't know what kind of flavors they are adding. Sometimes in the label they are not mentioning properly. So what kind of like flavor they are adding, what kind of chemical they are adding for preserve the food. So always avoid packaged food. So even Coca-Cola, so and any other carbonated drinks, all are rich in sugars, especially. So these all are they are going to harm and harm our body, and it will cause some other chronic diseases. So you can do one thing. So whenever what like keep focusing on healthy food. So whenever easily available, it should be easily available. For example, fill your fridge with fruits and vegetables, and prepare some dry fruits laddus, and maybe healthy snacks prepared at home. So whenever it is available, whenever you are hungry, you can grab that and you can have that, instead opening packet and having chips or some other packet food. So another thing is sugars. I already explained how sugar is harmful. So another thing is artificial sweeteners. So especially artificial sweeteners, it is also not suggested, because it is having some anti-nutrient property. It will not going to help us, for a long run. So because of this reason, it will further aggravate the condition of type 2 diabetes or cancer. So try to avoid artificial sweetener. Instead of that, you can use natural sweeteners like jaggery or honey or dates. So it will not going to harm your body. So next next is today's task is, you can choose one new phytonutrient rich food which you have not tried till now. So next, some recipes you can prepare using these phytonutrients. For example, you can prepare you can take a piece of carrot with hummus, and you can take boiled potato, sweet potato you can take as a snacks. Boiled chickpea with vegetables you can take. Instead trying some other snacks, you can take some tomato slice, that also we can prepare as a snack. So tomato slice or cucumber slice, you can mix different kind of vegetables, and you can put some nuts in that, and you can prepare as a salad and you can take. So all these all are the good options for you to prepare healthy option. And you can prepare yourself, and you can post it in Facebook, in our Facebook page as well.
Thank you, Nivedita.
Thank you, sir.
So what we need to really understand is that the food is not very simple to just count calories and look at the macronutrients. We need to look at the whole spectrum of feeding the gut microbiome, feeding our enzymes, and all the phytonutrients which benefit us have to be considered when we are eating food. So we will send you a PDF of all the ways you can include variety of fruits and vegetables. So one major mistake what we do is we think we have a cucumber, carrot into our diet, and we think we are having salad. And we have the same kind of meals every day with the same vegetables and with minimal diversity. So that is also something which will not allow our body to get the wide spectrum of phytonutrients, and it doesn't create a diversity of microbiome. So we, to achieve both of these, we need to have variety of vegetables on daily basis. So another technique to do is you keep a target of at least having two different colored groups every day. So in that way, you cover all the colors of the spectrum in a week. And for anybody having autoimmune disease, this is even more important to use. If the food has to help in healing the process, you should aim for at least 9 cups of vegetables in a day. So if you have to simplify it further, you should aim for about 3 cups of cruciferous vegetable. Like I said, cruciferous vegetables are high in sulfur. They're high in sulforaphane, which helps the liver function properly. It's high in allicin, which is also a good antioxidant. So, and then another 3 cups you should aim for green leafy vegetables. Green leafy vegetables is better to have cooked form. Raw ones will have a lot of anti-nutrients like phytates and tannates, which may not allow your calcium and phosphorus and magnesium to get absorbed. So better to have cooked form of green leafy vegetables. And the other 3 cups you can have all the roots and gourds and the remaining vegetables. In terms of the spectrum of, the availability of nutrients, nightshade vegetables, which is tomato, brinjal, capsicum, and potato, they are a little low in the variety of phytonutrients compared to the other vegetables. And also, these nightshade vegetables have capsaicin. That is a phytonutrient which may increase pain in painful autoimmune conditions, especially in rheumatoid arthritis. So that is why we recommend you to stop nightshades in certain conditions, and also when you are starting off the detoxification process. So we'll send you a PDF on how to optimize your phytonutrient intake, how to improve your absorption by various cooking methods, and also how to have lifestyle habits or change your inculcate some habits so that you're getting all the variety of vegetables into your daily routine. Thank you.